Explore an alternative to inner HTML. I don't know about you, but I find this kind of stuff nasty. You know, sometimes you forget your quote here and the whole thing breaks. I don't know. I just don't like it. If only there were a better way. And there is in ES6, which we are using. ES6, aka ECMAScript 2015, introduced a new kind of literal that we can use to create strings. What's a literal? Anybody know what I'm talking about? So, like, this is a string literal. What'd you have for lunch today, Logan? I'm right. Sorry, you're boring. What'd you have for lunch today, Mimi? Oh, mac and cheese, far more interesting. Mac and cheese. So that is a string literal, right? This is a number literal, just the raw data, not assigned to a variable or anything. What did you have for lunch today, V?
Bread.
Just bread? Okay. No judgment. All right. So lunch is also a string, but it's a variable, not a literal, right? So this is an array literal. This is an object literal. So ES6 introduced a new literal for creating strings called a template. And it uses backticks instead of quotation marks. That's the same key as the tilde right under escape. And the cool thing about using backticks is you get something called interpolation. Have you heard of string interpolation? You can also put line breaks in the middle of them and it doesn't break. You don't have to use \n. You can just like hit the enter key. Check this out. So instead of this, I could put this, and now I want a variable in there, right? So string interpolation lets you actually put a JavaScript expression in the middle of a string, and it'll interpret it in place using $ curly brace. So the variable I want here is flick name. So you can do that, which to me is much, much better, especially once it gets complicated. Does it work? Your Uncle Davey wouldn't lie to you. Probably. Anybody got a favorite Christmas we haven't talked about? Vedant, you got a favorite Christmas? Star Trek. Star Trek. The JJ version. There we go. Still totally works, right? Star Trek Into Darkness. Totally works. So we just changed our code without actually changing the behavior, right? Anybody know what that's called? Starts with an R. Robots. No. Refactoring. Refactoring is changing the structure of your code without changing its behavior. So sometimes you find a better way to write the same thing. So that's refactoring. So what do? We use a template literal just to demonstrate this exciting new feature from JavaScript. Really, this change alone made ES6 just a godsend. I was so happy.